Morning, everybody. I'm here enjoying my first cup of coffee with you guys, and I'm really honored and privileged to be doing this with you guys. So most of you know me, some of you don't, so I'll start this mindful tips and tricks segment for our 8-week challenge by introducing who I am, okay? So I'm Darlene Sopek. I am one of the fitness trainers at Fitness Layer. In addition to that, I am also a certified empowerment lifestyle coach. What does that mean? I'm trained and certified in helping people achieve their goals, change their lives from surviving life to thriving in life, okay? So I am in charge of looking after the mindfulness during this challenge, this 8-week challenge. You guys all excited? I know I am. I definitely need this challenge right now. With all this COVID stuff, it needs something else to focus on. So this is perfect. Okay, so the first thing we need to do when we're looking at doing a challenge is actually setting a goal. I know that can sound kind of scary and intimidating, but the goal doesn't have to be huge. In fact, we'd rather you keep it fairly simple, okay? Not going too crazy. So first off, I'm going to start by sharing with you the 5 principles of success when you're setting a goal, okay? So the first one is you have to know your outcome. You have to know what it is that you want everything to look like at the end of this 8 weeks, okay? So your goal could be you want to have a little bit more definition in your body. Okay, great. Very achievable in 8 weeks. Your goal might be just to experience a challenge, and that's great. So you want to know what it's like. You want to experience a challenge. So great, yeah, that's a perfect goal. Nothing has to be super hard and complicated. In fact, goals are better off if they're not. So the second principle of success is be willing to take action. Words without action are just words, okay? So you can't say, yes, I want to achieve this, but never do the work to do it, okay? If it worked that way, life would be so much easier, wouldn't it? And the third one is have sensory acuity. And what that means is be aware if your actions that you're taking are moving you closer or further away from your goal, okay? So just keep that in mind whenever you're questioning, should I do this or shouldn't I do this? Think about whether or not it is actually moving you closer to your goal or not. The next one, the fourth one, and to me this is probably the biggest one, is be flexible with your goal, okay? Don't get into your head that it has to follow a certain criteria, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, goal. It never works that way because life happens, and it might be 1, 2, life happens, you come back, 3, 4, oops, life happens, 5, 6, finally you reach your goal, okay? So make sure that if something comes up during these 8 weeks that maybe kind of pushes you off of your goal, the path of your goal, take a step back and let that, just absorb that. Reach out to your coach, reach out to anybody who might be able to help you through that. Just be flexible, all right? And the last one is you want to operate from a sense of psychology and physiology, okay? So basically what that means is walk the walk, talk the talk, okay? Don't say you want to do this, but yet you never take it goes back to the actions, okay? All right, so no matter what your goal is, like I said earlier, if it's just to experience a challenge, it's the first time you've ever done it, great. You want to find out what you learn, see what it's all about, perfect. That's your goal. I want to see what an 8-week challenge consists of. Perfect. You're going to find out. So then the next thing you want to do is make your goal a SMART goal. Now the word SMART is an acronym, okay? So the S stands for simple and specific. I always forget the word specific. Okay, so what that means is just keep it exactly as it says. Be simple, be very specific when you're setting a goal. Don't be vague about it. Make sure you know what it is that you want, okay? And make sure it's you that wants it. M is for measurable and meaningful to you, okay? So you have to be able to go, okay, I started here at the beginning of this 8 weeks and I'm here now. Is it measurable? Maybe one way to measure is if you're looking at improving your performance, you do a certain WOD at the beginning of the 8 weeks and then do that same WOD at the end of the 8 weeks and see what the difference is. See if you've improved. If you improved in your performance, one of your goals is improving your performance, then congratulations, you just succeeded in your goal. The next letter in the acronym is A, and that means achievable. So don't set, this is only 8 weeks, so don't set this huge goal that isn't attainable within that 8 weeks, okay? It's just, you can't go from somebody who's hasn't exercised in a long time and then after 8 weeks expect yourself to look like somebody like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he at his prime, okay? You got to keep it realistic, which is the next letter, R, realistic and reasonable. So the achievable and the realistic and excuse me, my puppy is bothering me. Realistic and reasonable, they all kind of blend together. They're very cohesive. And the last one is T, and it needs to be timed. So we've got 8 weeks, and it has to be moving you toward what you want, okay? Now, that's the one thing I really want to talk about. When we're setting goals, make sure that you're moving toward something that's making you feel good, that's going to make you feel better than you do right now. Don't set a goal to move you away from something that's causing you pain or, okay, so I hate using the weight, but I'm going to. So if you say, I want to lose 50 pounds, the word lose is kind of a negative connotation, okay? If you say, I want to feel better in my clothes, no matter which clothes I choose, great. Rather than, I hate going out because I want to feel better about going out. Okay, let me see what my example is there. I want to feel great in any clothes I choose to wear, rather than I don't want to hate getting dressed to go places, okay? Focus on the positive side. You want to move yourself towards something, like I said, that makes you feel good, rather than moving yourself away from something that causes you pain, because once you get far enough away from that pain, you kind of lose your motivation. It's kind of like the carrot and the whip on the donkey. Once the donkey gets far enough and the whip stops hitting it, it stops moving, right? But if it wants that carrot, he has to keep moving forward so he can get the carrot, right? That's the same with setting a goal. Make sure that you're always moving forward and not focusing on what's behind you, okay? Now, there are several questions you have to ask yourself to discover if this goal really is what you want. A lot of times we say we want this, but in actuality, we don't want to do the work to get us to there. So we want to make sure that this goal that you set is something that you really and truly want and that it has a lot of meaning to you. So ask yourself these questions. What will I see, hear, and feel when I have reached this goal? So I want you to picture yourself at the end of this 8 weeks and see what it is you want there, okay? What specifically do I want? Focus on what you do want opposed to what you don't. Make sure your goal is moving you towards something rather than away from. Spoke about that. Ask yourself why. Why you want this goal. And then ask yourself why again. And why again. Ask yourself why you want this goal about 5 times. What that does is it helps you dig down and discover what your true reason, what your true why is for this goal, okay? If that meaning, when you get down there and it still doesn't trigger any emotion in you, I can tell you from experience, you will not achieve that goal, because it doesn't matter to you whether you do or not. It's just something you said, so you're doing it because you think everybody expects you to do it. Don't set a goal from that point. You won't achieve it, or if you do achieve it, you will not retain it, okay? So then once you've done that, how will you know that you've achieved that goal? Set something that tells you, yeah, okay, I've achieved it. Okay. And what will this goal get you? Okay. Also, I spoke about this slightly before. Make sure the goal is for you, okay? Doing it for you, okay? Are you the only person in charge of your results? And you should be. You can rely on other people for support. However, it's you and it's up to you to do the work, okay? And finally, is it ecological? Which means, is it good for yourself? Is it good for your family? Is it good for the environment? So an example of that would be somebody who wants to get really fit. Are they spending all day, every day working out and not spending any time with their family? That may not be ecological, right? You got to have that balance between all areas of your life. So you can't become so consumed by this goal that you forget to take a look around at all the other stuff around you, okay? Achieving your goal is great. However, I want you to enjoy the journey getting there too. Take note of what you learn, what steps you learn, the things you learn about yourself as you move towards this goal, okay? All right, so that's how you go about setting a goal. Now, this is the fun part. This is the part that I really enjoy doing. I want you to see that goal, and we're going to put it out into your future. All right? Just a quick little visualization technique that I've learned, and it does work. It definitely does work. All right, so once you've once you got your idea of your goal in your head, I want you to write it out on a piece of paper. Write it out like you're writing out a story. Okay? Be very specific. Describe where you are. See things. Use very positive, descriptive language. I have, and write it out like you already have it, okay? Like you are sitting there, you've achieved your goal, and you're ready to move on, okay? So, and make it vibrant, make it, I don't know, just describe it the best that you can, okay? And once you've done that, read it to yourself and see if it triggers any emotions or any feelings in you. You want to trigger some type of emotion. You want to know how you want to feel. You want that, but how do you want it to make you feel? If you don't feel anything, chances are you're not going to move forward, okay? So we really want you to tap into that feeling, connect with that goal, have that strong connection, make sure it triggers a feeling within you, okay? So once you've got your goal written down and you've been really descriptive and you've described exactly how you're feeling about it, great. Then it's time to move on to the next step. So we're going to put your goal into your future. And this is the little visualization technique I want to share with you guys. Okay? So you'll have to excuse me every once in a while. You'll see those ears? Yeah. She's being a bit of a pain right now. Trying to drink my coffee. I don't share my coffee. That's just, no. Especially not with a dog. Okay, so anyways, back to what I was talking about. We want you to take that description that you just wrote out and we want you to put it into your visualization, okay? So, and I know there's people out there going, I can't visualize. Okay, first of all, yeah, you probably can. You just don't realize that you do it. So if you're one of those people who are questioning whether you can actually visualize, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and say, can you think of your car right now? Chances are you'll say yes, okay? So, we're going to do this little visualization technique now. So I want you to, if you're not ready for this step, just pause and come back to this afterwards, okay? So we want you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, do it 3 times. That's right. Good. Now I want you to picture your goal through your own eyes as if you are right there in that moment. You've achieved your goal, you're celebrating it. And I want you to paint that picture as bright and as vibrant in your mind. Make the colors pop. Hear the words people are saying to you. Feel the way you feel in that moment when you have achieved your goal. You have successfully reached that point in your life where you can say, yes, I achieved my goal. Make that picture as vibrant, seeing it through your own eyes as if you are in that moment, almost like it's a memory, okay? So you're seeing it through your eyes. Perfect. That's right. You've got it. Now I want you to step out of that picture. And I want you to look down into as if you're looking into a snapshot of that exact moment of when you achieved that goal, when you knew in your heart that you achieved that goal. Take a picture of it. Holding it in your hands, looking at your face, looking at maybe the people who are around you, where you are in that moment. And I want you to take 4 deep breaths in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth, breathing the breath into this picture. So, one more time. Good. Now I want you to look out into your future. 8 weeks to be exact. To that final day of the challenge. I want you to float out to that specific time in your future. Almost like you're going through a filing cabinet and you're there, you're at that 8 weeks, the end of the challenge. I want you to take that picture and put it in that filing cabinet in that exact same spot 8 weeks from now. Good. That's right. Now turn and look back back to now. Look back to now and see how all the events leading up to that moment in the future have realigned to ensure that you have succeed in reaching your goal. See how everything lines up. The universe is lining up to help you achieve that goal. No questions asked. Take a deep breath and float back to now. Sit quietly. Take 3 deep breaths. Open your eyes. Maybe stretch, shrug your shoulders a little bit. Whatever it takes. All right. How are you guys feeling? Kind of cool technique, isn't it? If you have to do it a couple of times, by all means, go ahead, do it a couple of times. If you want to call me and I will walk you through it one-on-one, I'm willing to do that for you guys. I'm here for you guys, okay? So That is how I have always set a goal, and I usually attain them. If they're really meaningful to me, which most of my goals are, yeah, this is how I reach them. So the final thing about setting a goal and making a change. In order to shift your reality, you need to shift your thoughts, shift your decisions, shift your beliefs, shift your actions, and then sit back and watch your success. All right? Okay. Cheers, guys. Have a good weekend. Good luck. You guys don't need luck. You have determination. You have your goal. You've got this. Have fun. Bye.